Hi everybody. So today I have a really special book I wanted to share with you. And I think it's pretty important to kind of what's going on in the world right now. Because you might notice we haven't really been in school for a while now. And you might hear certain words jump around, like maybe somebody says coronavirus or COVID-19 or pandemic. And those are all really big words that might be a little confusing to you. So I wanted to read this book to you. And it's called So Much Toilet Paper. And it's kind of talking about what's going on right now, because I'm sure we're confused. I'm a little confused too, right? I miss you guys. I want to see you. And, it's kind of tough to figure out when I'll see you again. But all that we're doing right now, staying home, it's all to help us so we can see each other again. So this book is going to explain kind of what's going on and, help hopefully answer some questions you have. So the title of this book is So Much Toilet Paper. And you can see on the front cover of this book, look how much toilet paper there is. And this friend here too, he's also at home just like you guys. And it is written and illustrated. Remember, the author is somebody who writes the book, and illustrator is somebody who draws the pictures. So it's written and illustrated by Greta and Makenzi Rodriguez. And here's the back. Guess what? Even on the back cover, the description is in toilet paper roll too. It's pretty silly. All right, let's begin. So much toilet paper. Here's the title page. This is a dedication page, so it's saying for all children whose curiosity helps frame world events in a simpler and more meaningful way. Ready? All right. I'm going to scoot back a little too so we can all see. All right? This morning, I woke up and went to the kitchen. Mom, I said, I was surprised that nobody was awake yet. Honey, school's canceled for today. It is canceled for a while, actually, she answered. Cancel meeting is not happening that day. Cool, I said with a smile. Why is it canceled? My mom explained that the president wanted everyone to stay at home and practice social distancing. She said there were germs that were making some people sick, and the best way for us to stay healthy was to stay home and stay clean. It was especially important for us to stay home because we live with my grandma, and germs really love to make old people sick. Right? So when we say social distancing, that does mean staying at home or staying in a comfortable place like that you're surrounded by family with, to make sure that we don't spread germs. Yesterday was just a normal day. How did things get this way all of a sudden? My mom explained that germs can spread very easily. A lot of people forget to cover their mouths when they cough or sneeze, right? That's why we always use our germ mask. Wipe their noses with their hands and get covered in boogers. Yuck. Forget to wash their hands after using the toilet, and that's super important to do. Or go to work even when they are sick. And that even includes going to school too. Why do parents go to work when they are sick? When I'm sick, I love to stay at home and sleep in late, watch television all morning, and eat your yummy chicken noodle soup, I told my mom. I like to do that too. If I don't feel well, soup is awesome. That's the only way to make sure you do not spread your germs to other people, she replied. You have to stay home if you're feeling sick. Keep your hands clean and always cover your sneezes and coughs. I could not believe that grown-ups forgot how to do those things. My mom told me that staying home means we get to sleep in a little later, spend a lot of time with family, build as many pillow forts as we want, and play my favorite game of hide and seek. Staying at home also means we have to be extra careful about our germs. Wash your hands before you eat and even after you eat. Wash your hands after you use the toilet. Even if you don't go potty and you try, make sure you always wash your hands. Wash your hands after you cough or sneeze or wipe your nose. Right? Remember, do we use our hands? We use our germ mask if you don't have a tissue nearby. Wash your hands right away when you get home because germs can be anywhere. And this is even what we've been talking about at school too, right? We count to 20 or sing the ABCs, which is also really important because you want to make sure you wash all of those germs off with the soap. Cover your mouth if you cough, but do not use your hands, right? Because if you cough, achoo, or sneeze into your hand and you give somebody a high five, you're just spreading those germs, and we don't want to do that. Remember to throw your dirty tissues away. Then Wash your hands again. You're so silly, Mom, I giggled. I already knew all of that. If we were good and did all of these things, then we could help protect ourselves and our whole community from getting sick. My mom said we should leave space between ourselves and others in case they are sick, because germs can jump nearly 6 feet in one hop if they want to stick on you. I'm 5 feet tall, so imagine a whole nother foot on top of that. That is one whole dad length away, and my dad is so tall. My mom always said that we can only leave the house if we need to see the doctor or go to the grocery store. It is so hard to choose what you want the most at the store. The first week, I only wanted toilet paper. We bought all the toilet paper in the store. And this is what happened. See in the picture? Look at all that toilet paper. On the news, I saw that all the grocery stores ran out of toilet paper very quickly, but we had so much more than we needed. I am not sure how we will get rid of this huge mess. And if they're keeping it all to themselves, is there enough for other people? Right? That's something to think about. The second week, I only wanted hand sanitizer because I remember seeing my mom use it at work to stay clean for her patients. She's a doctor. We bought all the hand sanitizer in the store, and this is what happened. Remember, we have hand sanitizer at school too. My classmate said that his dad, who works as a garbage man, had to stay home from work because there was no more hand sanitizer left at the store to protect him from germs. Now, our neighborhood trash cans are overflowing. That means that they're so full that garbage is falling out on top of it, from the top of it. Maybe we should have bought a bottle of soap instead, because soap works just as well. Right? Soap and hand sanitizer both get rid of the germs too. The third week, I only wanted milk. We bought all the milk in the store. It did not even fit in the refrigerator. They had so many. After a few days, the house became very stinky from sour milk because sometimes something expires and so it might have a little smell to it. We had to throw 6 whole gallons away. Our neighbors saw that spoiled milk in our outdoor trash and left a note on the front door. She said that for the past week, she had to feed her daughter cereal without milk because there was none left at the store. Dry cereal, ugh. I wish we left some at the store so that everyone can have milk. Right? He was thinking about his decisions. The fourth week, I only wanted eggs. We bought all the eggs in the store. There were eggs everywhere. I could not even walk through the kitchen without stepping on an egg. It was a slippery mess. That same week, another classmate of mine had to have her birthday party at home. She said she did not have a cake because her mom could not find eggs to help the batter stick together. I wish we saved some eggs so her mom could bake her a nice birthday cake. Right? That was very considerate of him to think about others, right? We want to make sure that we don't keep everything for ourselves because there are plenty of other people in the same position as us. Eventually, all the shelves in the grocery store were empty. This was the first time I saw my mom become scared. She started to cry because there was no more formula at the store and she did not know how she would be able to feed my baby sister. Sometimes if you guys go to the store, you might notice that some shelves are empty too. That week, we learned how important it was to never buy more than we needed. Instead of buying all the toilet paper, hand sanitizer, milk, and eggs in the store, we could just buy a few supplies each week and return for more later. This way, everybody would be able to find what they need at the store. That's really, really considerate of other people. It sounds a lot like sharing, but I already know how to do that. Why did grown-ups forget about sharing too? Right? Sometimes we all need a reminder on how to share. It's important. Even for myself. Even though we were stuck at home, I was still able to learn and see my friends online. For school, my teacher fit our whole classroom inside my mom's computer screen. Hey, we do that too with our morning circle times, huh? Like when you guys see my backyard and you'll see my dog Bosco, huh? And then you get to see each other. We learned about a really old germ that made a lot of people sick in the year 1918. That was a long time ago for you kiddos. That was more than 100 years ago, even for myself too. It was called the Spanish flu. That flu spread all over the world after soldiers came home from World War I. Even though it was a very long time ago, people knew how important it was to stay home if they were sick. cover their mouths when they coughed or sneezed, and wash their hands. That's just like what we're practicing right now. I had a different kind of flu once before, but I got better very quickly, right? We've all gotten the flu before, or maybe not, hopefully not, but if you do, you know, you get sick for a while and then it passes. But it's important that we keep ourselves healthy from this sickness too, so we don't have to get sick again, because we know that being sick isn't very fun. For playtime, we found ways to help other people instead of having friends over. I learned that people bought all the face masks and gloves from the store, and there were none left for doctors and nurses at the hospital. My mom said that as long as we stay home, we do not need to wear a mask. And it's important for doctors and nurses to have those masks and gloves too, to keep them safe, because they're helping people who are sick. I really wanted to help the doctors and nurses stay safe from the germs. I hope they like the masks I made. We also used extra food and supplies to make care packages for people who were too old or too sick to go to the store. That's a really kind gesture. I had a lot of fun making colorful ribbons to tie around the baskets. I learned that many people were scared about pets spreading the germs, but this was not true. All of the local animal shelters were filling up with cats and dogs. This made me very sad. As a surprise, my dad and I brought Rosie home. She's a very cute and fluffy dog. She is a cute, fluffy dog. Look at that dog. 5 other kids in my class adopted cats and dogs too. I hope that all of the animals are able to find a loving new home. Right? It's a kind thing to do too. They're helping others. And that's great. If you can even take in a dog or cat too, awesome. Sometimes we might not be able to, like if we live in a different place. Some houses or apartments might not allow dogs or cats, but you could take care of each other, like your mom and dad and siblings, huh? For dinner, we normally go to the local pizza shop on Mondays and pick up Chinese food after my soccer games on Thursdays. Since we had to stay at home, my mom taught me how to make my own pizza. Hey, that's being inventive and creative, right? Finding new activities to do as a family or together. I've been making blankets. I've been crocheting, so I've been keeping myself busy too. We still had Chinese food on Thursdays, but we had to order carryout and eat at home. Maybe you guys are doing that too at certain places, but we can't sit down at a restaurant. Maybe if your family used to do that too. Restaurants are also closed just to make sure we don't spread the germs. Mr. and Mrs. Wu told me how glad they were to still be able to see me every week. It made me happy to tell them by ordering food from their restaurant. To help them, by ordering food. Mom, I said, I wonder if there are other families who can help by ordering from their restaurants too. She liked that idea, right? Because some stores are available to go pick up stuff, and that kind of helps keep their business running. Oh, it's getting a little windy, sorry guys. When we ate, it's important not to waste food. After all, it was very difficult for farmers, harvesters, and grocery workers to keep up with our hungry bellies. Every night at dinner, my grandmother smiled and said, I have been doing this all along. She was a kid just like me a long time ago. Back then, children did not have as many toys or clothes as they do today. She grew up right after the Great Depression, which was a time when most of the world lost all their money after the stock market crashed. That was a long time ago. Parents lost their jobs, and young children like me had to help their families cook, clean, and even work for money. My grandmother told me that her family did not have enough money to buy new things. She learned how important it was to eat every last bite of food they were given. Instead of throwing old clothes away, she learned how to sew new outfits from scraps of cloth. My grandmother still has a really hard time throwing things away, even though she has more than she needs. Drives my mom crazy. Right? Some people forgot about all these rules. One week, my mom was supposed to go to a party, but stayed home because of the germs. Right? Maybe if you had plans like a birthday party to go to, and that also, you had to stay home so you don't spread the germs too. And that's okay, right? It's better to be safe than sorry. After a few days, her friend called to tell her that 15 people got sick after the party. See? My mom said that they must not have stayed 6 feet away from each other or forgot to stay home if they felt sick. I'm glad my mom always knows the right thing to do, right? My babysitter's sick too, because she went on a spring break trip with so many other people. It was even on the news. The city decided it was smart to close all the beaches so that people would not be able to spread germs to others, right? So even going to the beaches or the zoo, it might not be available right now, And that's just because we want to make sure that everyone stays healthy and doesn't spread germs. How long will we have to stay at home? I asked my mother. I'm not sure, she replied, but if everybody does their part to stop the spread of germs, then this will be over as quickly as possible. My mom told me all about all of the doctors and nurses who were hard at work, helping care for the sick. She told me about scientists who were hurrying to make a vaccine to prevent more people from becoming sick. So kind of like when you get a flu shot, it's kind of like that. A vaccine's another word for a shot, like that would keep you healthy from this sickness. She said that germs were a new type of coronavirus, and the last time a coronavirus pandemic happened, the world was able to fight through it, which means get by, right? This isn't permanent, it's only for a little bit. Even though it sounded scary, I was not afraid of new germs. I knew how to protect myself and my family from getting sick. And this little chalkboard says days at home, and then it's a tally mark. The end. So I think that it's really important just right now. You might be a little confused. You might have a lot of questions, why you're staying home, why you haven't been able to go to school and see your friends, and maybe why you haven't been able to go to the parks. And I think it's confusing and it's a tough situation to understand, but know that it's because your family cares about you, your teachers, the community. Everybody wants to make sure that you're healthy and safe. And the reason we have to stay home is so that we don't spread germs, because sometimes people need reminders to cover when they cough or sneeze, right? And we want to make sure that everybody's doing that and everybody's doing their part as a community and as friends, and to make sure that we all stay healthy. And we all miss you dearly, and once we were able to go out again, we're gonna have so much fun at school and so much fun together. But if you do go out in public, don't forget to wear your face mask, right? Because it keeps your germs to yourself. And also remember, don't touch your face. If you touch your face, you're going to get all the things that you touch. Like if you're touching books and you're touching toys out and you're touching the ground or whatever you're touching and you touch your face, all those germs get on your face, right? So remember to keep those hands away from your face. You can give air fives, air hugs, right? Just like we practice even at school. But if you have any questions or concerns, you can always talk to mom or dad, or you can talk to your teachers or your family and friends, all right? We're all here through this, and we're all going to take care of each other, all right? We'll talk soon. Miss you guys.